Welcome to the orientation for the Digital Stewardship Certificate Program. My name is Peter Botticelli. I'm the new program director, and so I'd like to welcome you to Simmons and to the DSC program, as we call it. In this video, I'll just say a little bit about myself and a bit about the program. I'll be teaching the 448 course this fall, so you'll see me a lot, and I'll explain in much more detail just what we mean by digital stewardship through our first semester. But for now, I think it's worth saying that the idea of digital stewardship came about some years ago basically to help libraries, archives, and museums make this historic transition from a world of mostly print and physical objects to a world that's going to be increasingly digital. And that doesn't mean that our books and things will go away, but that the sheer amount of digital stuff that we have to take care of is growing exponentially. And this is going to be a huge problem for for our cultural heritage institutions in the coming years. My background is actually in history as well as in archives, which is a very traditional way of going about thinking about records and society's memory. But sometime back in the 1990s, in that distant past, I became interested in the web and digital information. And it was clear even then that the world of archives was going to change radically as our collective memory came to be created in digital form. And then some years ago, a number of programs around the United States started up to address these issues for the cultural heritage sector. And you'll hear terms like stewardship in our case, or digital curation is used a lot, to basically refer to a new way of thinking about how to organize our institutions and manage digital information. And again, I'll say much more about this in the 448 class, but it really comes down to treating digital objects and digital collections as part of a whole life cycle of information. So the big difference for libraries, for instance, is that we now have to think about the process of writing books or creating records in the case of archives, and not just the end stage where we get the object and have to preserve it. Although certainly preservation is a key aspect of stewardship, as we'll see in our 444 course. So in addition to helping institutions make the transition from a physical world to the digital, this program, DSC, is really about helping students forge a career path in this with the changes in how we manage digital information. And we're seeing this a lot in the world of libraries and archives especially. New ways of organizing these institutions are coming about. We're becoming much more interdisciplinary, more collaborative ways of working with technologists and curators of physical objects. A wide range of disciplines are needed. Information professionals need new skills today, especially around technology. But there's also a range of what we call soft skills, or the ability to communicate and analyze work processes, and especially to work with people who create and use information. We need to know a lot more about our users today, for instance. So we need research skills and organizational skills that are in many ways different from what was needed in working in a world of print and physical objects. So ultimately the DSC program is about developing leadership capacity for the information professions. And for the students, it's about taking big steps forward in your career path. And so you can expect to make big gains in this program in your technology skills and in your knowledge of the problems that society faces in managing its digital heritage. Once again, welcome to the DSC program. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have at any time, and I'll see you this fall in 448.